Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 21 of our 30 days with Habakkuk. Today's topic is living a life of faith. Galatians 2:20 says, I've been crucified with Christ and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. So we've talked many times about faith being more than just believing in God. It's about allowing him to transform the way we live. Paul's words in Galatians remind us that when we choose to follow Christ, our lives are no longer our own. Instead, we are called to live by faith daily, letting Jesus be the center of everything that we do. This verse in Galatians speaks to this sort of radical change. This is a complete surrender of our old life in exchange for a life led by Christ. So this means that our decisions are shaped by God's wisdom, not just our own desires. Our responses to challenges reflect our trust in God's control, not fear or worry. And our daily actions demonstrate our faith in who God is, not just what we feel. So Habakkuk experienced this transformation firsthand. He started, as we know, wrestling with God and not understanding and questioning his plan and struggling with what he was seeing happening in the world. He wanted justice immediately. And when God's response didn't match his expectations, then he wrestled with doubt. But we know that by the end of his journey, Habakkuk's perspective had changed. He no longer needed to see immediate results to trust God. He also chose to live by faith, even when his situation didn't change. It was still the same. And he trusted that God was in control, even when he couldn't see the full picture. His faith became active, not just theoretical. He moved from frustration to faith, from doubt to trust, and from questioning to worshiping. So, what does living by faith mean? It means trusting God's plan over our own, even when life doesn't go expected. We believe God's purpose is greater. It means surrendering our desires, fears, and control to him. True faith is about letting go and allowing God to direct our path. Walking in obedience, even when we don't fully understand, as well. Faith is not just about understanding, it's about following God, even when we don't have all the answers. This kind of faith is not passive, it is active. Every choice we make should reflect the truth that Christ is living in us. When we look at our lives, they should see faith in action, a faith that shapes our attitudes, decisions, and responses to the world around us. Living by faith is a daily practice. It's not just a Sunday mindset. When facing hard decisions, do we trust in God's wisdom or rely on our own? When challenges arise, do we respond in faith or do we respond in fear? When God calls us to step out of our comfort zone, do we obey or hesitate? And a life of faith is intentional. It requires daily surrender and a willingness to let Christ lead. So, how does your faith impact your daily life and decisions? What is one way you can live more fully for Christ this week? So, wrapping up today is end of week 3 already. It's gone by fast. So, how are we applying Habakkuk's lessons in our lives? So, applying Habakkuk's lessons means moving from doubt to trust, from fear to faith, from waiting to obedience. This week, we've explored what it means to live by faith, trusting God's plan over our own, and walking in obedience even when life is uncertain. Faith is not about having all the answers. It's about trusting the one who has all the answers. We talked about faith is not passive. It is a daily choice to trust and obey God in every circumstances. So my prayer for you as we end week 3 is that the Lord strengthen us each day, help us to walk in obedience and to trust his plans and endure in faith. Let our life be a reflection of his presence in our lives. And we will see you tomorrow to start our week 4.